Hey friends, it's a wonderful February day. The sun is shining, and honestly, there is a lot of bloom already in my garden. Let me show you what's blooming right now, which flower. It's always so magical in this winter time, and provide you also some insights what I want to do right now. Welcome back. Let's start here in the patio. There are so many snowdrops and they are so wonderful. Really unbelievable. This small little first bloom in a garden. Actually, they are everywhere in my garden. Every year there seem to be more and more. If you plant snowdrops and let them spread naturally, you will get the same effect over time. I always try to plant them in spots that get good sunlight in winter, like here under the wisteria. This way they put on a beautiful display in early spring, and by the time the wisteria provides shade, the snowdrops have already finished blooming and disappeared underground. I think that this one will be blooming soon. But let's move on to the small English rose garden. And look at this snowdrops area by the garage wall. So many snowdrops. I really like these flowers because they look so beautiful, so white, and they are one of the very first flowers that come after a long winter. And I really need to tidy up this area, I know, but not this week. Now let's move to the front garden where there is much sunnier and where the wild crocuses and winter aconites are already in full bloom. The winter aconites are one of my absolute favorite winter flowers. They usually bloom in February and March, but near the house they sometimes appear as early as January, just as the holiday season ends. These tiny yellow flowers bring so much joy to the often gray days, don't they? Winter aconites belong to the buttercup family. Yes, I looked this up for you. Their blooming season is short, but they leave behind a lasting impression. However, keep in mind that all parts of this plant are toxic. These little flowers spread by seeds, which is why they appear all over my garden, under the sour cherry tree, in the English rose garden, and even across the lawn. Just look at this. It's like a yellow carpet. If you want to plant winter aconites, do it similarly to snowdrops. Scatter them in different areas in September and let them self-seed before moving to lawn. But the wild crocuses are definitely stealing the show here because look at these. They are so beautiful. I really like them so much. Look at the color. It's just amazing. Deep purple, soft lavender. It's so beautiful. Look at these deep purple ones and the soft ones with the very orangey pollen in the middle of them. It looks so cheerful, and there are so many of them in the lawn. I took some close up shots because the way they glow in the morning sunlight is simply magical. Let me show you. They spread naturally in my garden, same as with the winter aconites or snowdrops, and they look beautiful. The larger, more ornamental crocuses will bloom later, probably by late March or early April. I'll show you when that happens. Unfortunately, I didn't plant these wild crocuses myself, so I don't know the exact variety. But if you have a guess, drop it in the comments. These flowers are not just only beautiful, they are also very useful because they provide the first feed to the bees and pollinators. And some of them seem to be really very hungry. Look at this one. Upsala, slow down, little friend. Over here under the magnolia tree, there is another wonderful winter plant, winter jasmine. It's really wonderful, and I like it very much because it's blooming since December, and you can still see that there are blooms on it. This flower is already past the major bloom now, but in February it still adds great color to this garden. This plant can grow quite aggressively, so after flowering, it will need a good trim to keep it in check. Especially here by the house, we have to keep it away from the windows and shutters, or it starts creeping inside. And it's not just only the color that it's at. I think that someone actually is sleeping below the winter jasmine. Maybe a hedgehog? I don't want to disturb it too much, but I'll keep an eye on it. Even so, it's still February. You can see everywhere that the daffodils and tulips that I planted last year are already coming, like in front of the winter garden. It's simply great, and I'm looking forward for the blooms. I also planted quite late, beginning of February, some tulips and daffodils that I bought on offer, but I planted them in pot. So let's see whether there will be a bloom or respectively how much bloom we will get out of these. So there is so much to do in the garden, by the lake, so many projects that I planned for this year. I'm looking forward to share all of them with you. I thank you very much for watching, for supporting me by liking and subscribing. And with that, I see you next time.